edition of the Nailsin ratings. Time to talk about Fear the Walking Dead. No One's Gone. That's the title for the mid-season finale. And oh boy, we learned the fate of Madison. Or did we? Yeah, this was a bad episode. The character of Althea, boy, I knew it was just a dead weight dragging the whole show down, because there were good episodes throughout the season, and clever little ideas and story structure and whatnot, but not the structure of tell me your story. No, that was just awful. So there's a battle back in the diamond, which is overrun with the dead because it all fell to the dead in the past, and but apparently that whole thing was just over a misunderstanding about what became of Naomi/Laura, and a bunch of forced conflict that really didn't measure up to credibility. No more than Althea's entire character. It's just so bad. So, of course, Althea, turns out, met Madison, but at a much earlier time. You see, we got a bit of an explanation of what happened between the previous season and this one, and how they ended up at the diamond. Well, of course, they got separated after the events of last season, but they came together. And while Madison was searching for her lost children and friends, she encountered Althea. And Althea, tell me your stories. After trying to rob Althea, she decides to give her an interview. Well, I mean, Althea got the better of her, so she had to. And jeez, the Althea character is just so bad. Oh boy. But it's looking like she's here to stay. The diamond battle, where these guys who show up, who may or may not be affiliates with the Vultures, or it appears, I thought from what I saw of them, they were a different group that were far worse, and really the Vultures are no more. And again, all a misunderstanding, but too late for what's his name, Mel, I guess. In the chaos, everybody scattered and escaped, and no one quite knew what happened. So Madison ends up having to clear a pathway in the massive amounts of walkers, and she sacrifices herself. Apparently, it's one of those classic things where the Joker died. It was an explosion. There's no way he could have survived. And then shows up again later in Batman. So, that's what happened. Madison apparently went out in a blaze of glory, and the kids there able to escape, only for Nick to die later. But nevertheless, that's what happened, and so they're sitting there thinking that Madison died. Meanwhile, they had thought Laura had died as well. Surprise, she didn't. Laura was left with nothing and no one, and what's left of the Vultures come upon her, and so she ends up with them, because, where else are you going to go? And But you would think Laura would know more of the story to explain that that wasn't the Vultures, but well, whatever. This was just terrible. This is really bad. So, is Madison dead? I haven't seen, as I'm taping this, the Talking Dead isn't on yet. So I guess if they do their little goodbye thing, then she's really dead, which is a stupid way of finding out where the story's going. So if they're going to say, hey, is she? We don't know. Okay, she's still alive. The worst yet out of all of this, of how bad this episode was, would be that, and this has been theorized before from, other people commenting on Walking Dead, is that Madison, after surviving something like this and believing everyone's gone or what have you, goes nuts and ends up becoming Alpha of the Whisperers and encounters the Walking Dead show proper. How she ends up all the way over there, well, that's another story, I guess. But that would be just awful. The Whisperers are almost as bad as the Trash Heap people. If you've read the comic book, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, well, I guess you're getting probably a potential spoiler for what The Walking Dead may or may not do. At this point, I don't see why bother. But basically, they survived among the dead by making masks and taking the skin of the zombies and making masks out of them and wearing them. It's similar to the, covering yourself in the guts and whatnot, but here they're able to do that and survive amongst the dead without them noticing they're even there. So, cool tactic, but then the rest of the story is pretty bad. They're weird tribal rules and survival of the fittest type stuff, and it's just god-awful. And it wouldn't really work because, it was not a direct thing with Alpha and her daughter and everything, so I don't suppose Madison would be doing this with Alicia as it happened in the comic book. So, God, I hope that doesn't happen. But, at this point, the franchise is flailing. But Fear the Walking Dead had better episodes than Walking Dead has had in 2 years. So, but with stuff like this and Althea, and they're trying too hard. I mean, the past and present story structure was fine, but this unbelievable character who hides behind her camera that still works and goes around doing stories for people and tell me your story, even with people who tried to kill her and all that. It's no. And gee, do I want to know Althea's story when we eventually get it? No. That would probably be some dumb thing where after she's dead they find a tape. It says Althea, and they put it on there and she tells her whole story. Oh. Yeah, is that how it's gonna go? Yeah, probably. Unless, of course, she's signed on for a series regular for or however long they want to do that. I don't care. She's a bad character. Now, granted, they could change her into something else and drop this god-awful tell me your story business. And maybe it wouldn't be so bad, but I don't know. It's just, it's sad because there were good moments through this season. There were even good moments in this episode, but they were few and far between. I mean, even with Althea boasting about her truck and then Alicia just pulls the door off. Yeah, it was funny, but not enough to save this thing. And I mean, the actors, they perform as best they can with what they're given, and they do a good job. They've never had a problem with them. I don't even blame Maggie Grace for the Althea character. This is what she was given to do, and I don't know how else you'd do it to try to make this thing interesting, but it's not going to happen. So, I mean, if this is the way Madison goes out, boy, I think I'm done. So, okay, I decided to wait and watch The Talking Dead, and yes, that was the way Madison goes out. They confirmed it, she's dead. So, yeah, you need the after show to tell you what happened and confirm it for sure. Oh, boy. So, goodbye, Walking Dead. Goodbye. How about that comic book, though, huh? No, it's even worse. So, what a sad end to a once great franchise. So, rest in peace, Walking Dead. Gee, thanks for watching and listening. Why not like and subscribe? And check out the links below, which will take you to my mini stores that have plenty of goodies just for you. including artwork inspired by The Walking Dead, put on t-shirts and whatnot. So check those out and come back again. There will be better videos and better topics than this. Again, thank you for watching and listening.